Hey, Spuddies! Potato Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 7 as Blackbeard. We are currently playing as Carthage, and we're making good progress. So in the last episode, we mostly focused on expansion. We have a couple of colonists heading out here to the northwest who colonize the coastline, and probably in the not too distant future, we'll get another couple of colonists to come down here to the southeastern coastline. I might even settle over here. It all depends on what the quality of the land looks like, when it comes to where, when, and how we're going to settle. We've also been focused pretty heavily on exploration, and if I do say so myself, I think we've been pretty damn successful at getting a very good explorer off on this island. Now, I haven't met Lafayette yet, or at the very least, I haven't found his cities, and the empire that we're building is really quite strong. We are quite a bit behind in terms of stats, in particular when it comes to gold, culture, and happiness, but otherwise, we're kind of where I would expect us to be. Someone else has built the Terracotta Army, which is fine. In the city of, well, this is the town of Utica, I would like to grow. I definitely want to go ahead and pick up the Kowlin resource here, and I'm going to put that into my capital. That will grab me +2 food in here. It's not a huge amount of food, but it is nice just to get a few more resources. We do want those resources in particular because our goal is to try to max out the economic legacy path, so that's kind of why I'm focusing on that. And I'm continuing to explore. I do a little bit of radaring. Okay, so there's Lafayette. He is Han China. He has the Chuko Nu. Thankfully, people are quite far away from me. Ah, hello. So even though I'm befriending Kerma, I can actually fight their boats, which is a very interesting thing. I'm going to pull back here. Maybe I could get a second boat to come around. Oh, hello. We found a sort of independent people's galley that we could maybe steal for ourselves. We've got a narrative choice here. We'll get +1 production on fishing keys. Beautiful. That means we probably killed this guy over here. Excellent. So let's go ahead and make sure that they heal up. We have found more of Lafayette's territory. 5 turns until we get this wonder that we're building. And mostly we're building this again. This doesn't really serve our strategy, but it is really important that someone else doesn't get this so that we're the only person who can't have our trade routes plundered. So it's kind of more of a important strategic choice for the long term rather than something that is like holistically necessary. A brickyard in Utica is worth 4 production? Yeah, 4 production. So we could build that brickyard. I could crush this farm. I would like the city to grow a bit more. I mean, I need to grow at least... Let me count these tiles. 1, 2, 3. I would like to grow to these horses if I could. And I would like to grow to this silver and this silver. It would be maybe I should grow to this silver first because of the +1 food in all settlements. So I could place a brickyard down on this farm, popping the rural worker off that farm. Ooh, also we got an injection of gold from Kerma because we're befriending them. Sorry, this town is growing as well. The order on which towns are growing is not the order that I was expecting. While this is a better tile, because it's a 2 production tile, I'm going to actually go to pick up the dyes, because we need to get as many resources as possible for the economic legacy path. Now, do I want to grow to... We could make this into a really strong mining town, which I like. +3... I'm going to take the diplomatic points, because it's very hard to get diplo points unless you rush monuments in the Antiquity Age. I guess you can technically specialize your towns. So this was the location that I wanted to settle. We'll grab fish, double access to silver. We'll grab more cowrie, some salt, and some iron. So really good, broad spectrum city right here. We do have... we've unlocked Chola, which is very cool. Leptis was adjacent to a resource, so now it's grown. The salt is worth unit production. I think I would like this city to grow. And if I grow to these coastal tiles, I could get this fish and the cowrie, which is kind of exciting to me. So let's grow coastally towards the fish. And then when we have the money, we'll get some of these buildings up. All right, let's scan on the edge of Lafayette's territory. We found Lang Zhao. It looks like he's fighting someone or something. Someone or something makes it sound a lot more menacing, like there's some sort of like evil presence in the fog of war, which there kind of is, right? I want to keep exploring. I do love the shape of this landmass. Ooh, there's some atolls out there. I definitely like the way the landmasses are looking in the latest few patches for Civ. It looks like there's a city-state out here as well, too. I wonder if I get to keep all my boats during the age transition, because they get rid of your boats in the OG version of the game. I think I just want science. I don't really want to build units, so the extra science is going to be really helpful. I have not specialized my places yet, but Sufets is really good. I think I might just take the extra culture. There's a lot of value in culture. And here's Kutai. This is what looks to be an expansionist city, independent power. So I'm kind of interested to make friends with them. I already have a couple of military ones. I would not mind a cultural one. An expansionist one would be really interesting. Would be superbly interesting. OpenA, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with OpenA. That's somebody else's problem. I could settle here. This will close off a lot of the land. I am adjacent to a resource, so I will get the bonus from the colonist. Let's do it. We'll settle here. I'm going to grab the silver because that's +1 gold in every settlement, as well as +1 food. That's really good. And then I hope that's a nod towards silver being used as a poison detector. There's pearls. We just hit a celebration, so we will be pumping culture. Speaking of pearls, let's make sure we assign them to the capital where we'll get all that extra happiness. And because we have 2 sources of wine, we do convert happiness into culture pretty efficiently. So I'm always happy to take that. Somebody built the pyramids. Somebody's got a point for Pax Imperator. We need 1 more city to hit Pax Imperatoria. We've got a diplomatic offer here. J Riz is offering us a culture. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to spend culture on boosting that. It's not something I'm super interested in. I'm going to keep exploring in what I hope is a considerate and careful fashion. I want you to heal up there. Khotan will be mine in 5 turns, so that'll be fine. I am about to finish the Bursa, which is huge. Now we know that other people cannot prevent us from pillaging their trade routes using the Bursa, at least, right? There's other ways to prevent it, I'm pretty sure, in the game, but they can't use the Bursa against us. But it also means our trade routes are very safe too, which is hugely advantageous for us. Okay, lovely. There's Bursa. Now let's have a look at our narrative choices. We can get a specialist cap or district health. I'll go for the specialist cap in Carthage. I can get codex or influence. I'm going to take the codex because we are a civilization that actually has some bonuses towards codices. We are about to finish irrigation, so I do think it's time for us to grab a colonist. Irrigation is going to increase our settlement limit, so we can comfortably settle another set of cities. Ooh, I don't like the idea of you getting caught here, but I will get a really good explorer. And we found Machapuchare, which is a beautiful natural wonder that provides happiness on a rough and mountain terrain. We met a new civilization, old Benjium Franklinum. Nice to meet you, Benji. I'm just giving him a neutral greeting because I value my diplomatic influence on city-states way more than I do on players in the early game. I could gain a warrior or some influence. I think the free warrior, having spare military, means the AI is less likely to want to go to war with you. Now, do I want culture or do I want expansionist? I'm kind of intrigued by the expansionist angle, so I kind of want to make friends with Kutai. I'm going to send another galley down south to explore. I have the money to develop Leptis. I'm going to build... I think it's more important for us to get the fishing key right now. We care more about growth than production in the short term. Production does become more important as time goes on, but right now, if we can get all those guys out working the coast, that'll be really nice. We did get access to a fish. I would like to put this into Utica because Utica doesn't have a whole lot of food, and I want the city to grow because I need to get on the silver here. That's going to be really great scaling. So yeah, I'm going to put food into Utica. I think that makes me very happy. Upstate Utica? That's an Albany expression. So there's discipline. We have the survey card. I don't think the survey card is going to do a whole lot for us right now. We've pretty much explored the entire map. It is really good. Dur Sharakun, I think, has already been built. I am happy to get an army commander for free. We also got irrigation. This gives us access to the garden. I don't think that food is a particularly powerful yield when you're spending a building for it, so we won't be building the garden. It is useful if you really need happiness, but I don't think the food is very good. Settlement limit is fantastic. I believe somebody has already built the hanging garden, so we don't really get much benefit out of researching that. But I'm going to go ahead and get to work on currency now. I could go for masonry, which would give me production on mines and quarries, and I get production on production buildings, but I think the fact that I'm so focused on water, I don't think the extra production for that's going to really make a huge difference here. My capital has grown. I would like to grab these rubies. It's another resource that's worth 4 gold per turn. We also just got our first economic legacy point. That's going to give us a legacy point and an economic attribute point. Beautiful. Coming into... I can't tell what town this is. It's Leptis. Coming into Leptis, I think I would like to grow to the Cowrie so that I can get another resource for my empire. Yeah, I know I have nowhere to display a codex. We will get around to that. It's kind of like just finding time to build everything that we need to build. This is absolutely terrible. I'm going to pet the dog and then try to retreat and then kiss my ass goodbye. Let's befriend this independent. I am really curious about what these independents are willing to offer us when we successfully friendship them. It looks like Benji and Lafayette settled right beside each other. You would think that they would be bros, considering, you know, they were important for America's founding, but it seems like they're fighting over who gets the most airtime, which feels like on brand for American leaders. I'm more important than you, man. We all know Americans have a reputation of wanting to be in the spotlight. I still really want to grab this ruin, so I'm going to poke my warrior in one more time, see if we can snatch it. Well, this scout is super dead, but he did a really good job exploring for us. I feel like we got huge value from our scouts this game. It's not often that you're able to get that kind of value. So when you do, you should celebrate it. We should be able to build a harbor here in Leptis. We're currently making 9.7 gold in here. If I place the harbor, it's now 13.6, and that's going to continue to scale as the city grows to these fishing tiles, which is fantastic. We found the Great Blue Hole, which is very cool. I have no idea what the Great Blue Hole is. This is where I kind of miss, like, in older games, I feel like it was way easier to get information, like cool info about, like, the different natural wonders. Like, if you want to learn about the Great Blue Hole, you can, like, the Yucatan Peninsula. So I think the Yucatan Peninsula is in Mexico. Soluble limestone worn down creates centos. Oh. The Great Blue Hole in Belize is 410 feet deep, nearly 1,000 feet wide, completely devoid of oxygen, therefore life. Oh. And that's why the water is so clear. They can be deadly to divers because of their deceptive clarity and depth. Ooh, interesting. Very cool. So let's go ahead and grow the town of Sabratan. I'm going to grab the dyes here. That's another resource that I can assign to my capital. It doesn't have to be to my capital, but that's what I want to do. Lafayette's going to do a local festival with me. I'm no interest in supporting it or blocking it. I'm just going to accept it because diplomatic influence is like super powerful. I can choose a city-state bonus from Kerma. Now, Tampos would be great if we were able to get a couple of more city-states. Let's see. Lapis Lazuli is super good. Gold from gold buildings is neat. +1 golden warehouse bonus is very strong too. Man, I feel like Lapis Lazuli does the most for me right now, so I'm going to take that. Let's take the dyes out of here. We'll put it into Sabratan. We'll put the Lapis Lazuli into the capital. That's worth a lot of production. So Kermit is my friend now. We don't have a whole lot of interesting interactions we can do with them. We could incorporate them and so on, but that's not part of our plan. Right, yoink this. Perfect. We can get 45 science or 75 gold. I'll take the 45 science. Relatively speaking, the science is worth more than the gold because my empire is quite efficient at generating gold, but not particularly good at generating science. Now, Utica is ready to grow, and we want to pick up this silver because this is +1 gold and food per city, which is fantastic. So now we're up to 82 gold per turn. We're continuing to pump that. Ruzgunier has grown. I would like to grow towards this fish if we could. We have the pearls, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll start growing that way. We could choose a city-state bonus from Khotan. War support's pretty good. Combat strength to ranged units is pretty good. Commander's earning experience. I might go with flatbow because this is worth +2 combat strength on range units, which gives me defense. And my goal isn't to go to war right now. My goal is to chill. Utica can be specialized now. It requires 136 food. It will grow in 11 turns. Its growth is slowing down to where we may want to consider a granary. And I'm tempted to put a granary here. That way we would only need to grow one more time to get the horses. Alternatively, I need at least 2 more growth events, and then depending on how I place my buildings, up to another 4. And that might be really hard in a city like Utica as we're getting like towards the end of the age. So I might spread out my warehouse buildings to try to grab this, or I might even just grab this silver in Leptis and let Utica grab the horses, and then specialize Utica into a mining town where it'll produce a lot of resources for me. Although trading settlements are also really good. I don't know. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do yet. I do have options available to me. Hopefully we can kill this slinger. Nope, we did. We lost a warrior. Oh well. So Leptis, we were growing towards this cowrie because we want more resources and we want to scale off of this fishing tiles. Ruzgane is ready to build a fishing quay, so we'll grab that right there. And then we'll be able to place a new rural guy down and keep exploring towards the fish. In Carthage, I would love to build the library. We finished colonists, which is great. I love that this is here, that I can tell what I just was working on. Yeah, I feel like a library for 6 science would be great. Plus, the library has codex slots on it. This is actually worth 8 science for my empire right now. It does cost 2 gold and 2 happiness and maintenance. But being able to slip an extra codex in there is like a huge science gain for me, especially when I'm so far behind in science. Leptis is ready to be specialized. It's going to take 5 turns to grow. I don't think we're quite ready to specialize Leptis. We do need to think about where these 2 next cities are going to go. I would love for a city to be on fresh water at long last, even though this tile would actually grab those crabs and the iron and the silk, but it would also be beside a volcano, which has its own downsides. It would miss the gold. There's camels, silver, 1, 2, 3. If I settle right here, I would get camels, silver, incense and furs, but it would be a inland city, which would suck for its own reasons. We really want to be settling coastal if we can. We would get the silk. What kind of coastal cities are we looking at over here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you can't get the fish. Oh, sorry, I miscounted the tile, so that's actually out of range, so we won't even bother with that. Unfortunately, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we should settle here or here if we want to optimize for claimable. If I settle here, I would get fish, horses, and cotton. What resources really matter to me is the question. It's got to be gold and silver. I wish I could settle for these 2 golds. That'd be really, really good. I can't quite settle an efficient city for that. I'm tempted, 1, 2, 3, to settle an inland city. Yeah, it's not a Carthage. It's not a standard Carthage play, but it doesn't feel bad. And these tiles near the volcano are heavily fertilized, so I tell you what, why don't you go there, grab the crabs, the iron, yeah, this will get me like 4 resources. So you go there, and then, so that'll be 1, 2, 3. Technically, if I want to have clean borders, right? 1, 2, 3. If I don't want this tile to be available for settling, I should settle right here off of the fresh water. But then I would lose the furs, but I wouldn't have the border gore, and I would gain 1, 2, 3. I would gain the cotton. And I hate border gore so much that I'm going to settle off fresh water. That's how much I hate border gore, dude. That I'm willing to make suboptimal plays to efficiently make use of land. I didn't realize making such a big map would have so much space between people. I was expecting it to have like the right amount of space for each player to have an empire. I just thought it would be a lot of players, but apparently a huge map is legitimately huge. Not what I was expecting when I chose it. Oh, maybe a kill. Oh, you survived. Good job. This is where the settlement limit sucks when you have a huge map like this, because it's a lot of fun in settling. Go back to Khotan and heal. I want to get you to heal up. You explore. Can you get this kill, actually? No, you need them to attack you so you can steal their boat. Let's do a little explore down here. Amazing amounts of territory. And the map is really beautiful. I think the Civilization 7 map is most beautiful when there's no cities on it. Once you start building on it, it starts getting ugly. But the nature sure is pretty. So we built our library. Somebody built the Mausoleum of Theodoric. We're 8 turns away from starting the Colossus. So we need to think about what we're going to do in those 8 turns. And building our dockyard feels like a good move here. It's worth 3 food, 2 gold. It does cost 2 happiness to maintain, but I think that's worth it. We're low on happiness in Utica. It's fine. It's very small amount. Let's slot in that codex. Beautiful. We can afford to get another codex. Benjamin Franklin and Lafayette have made peace. We are getting attacked, but that was actually kind of part of the plan. We're trying to bait these guys into attacking us so we can befriend them. Oh, Benjamin Franklin is befriending them. Never mind. Should I pump influence into these guys? Probably not. Nobody's befriending Opene, and I really don't want to be the guy who clicks that button first. Yeah, let's settle you. Smack bam right there. Lovely. There's the first Pax Imperatoria policy point. We're going to grab ourselves some camels and some incense. Keeping it moving. We definitely want to assign the camels to the capital so we can assign more resources there. Oh, there we go. We've unlocked Ming by having 8 resources slotted into 1 settlement. Our plan is to play as the Republic of Pirates, so I don't see us playing as Ming. We are going to settle this city as well, bringing us up to our settlement limit. We have 3 settlements with at least 3 mountains each, which is going to unlock the Inca for us. Again, I don't plan to play the Inca, but it is kind of cool that we have access to them. Now, this city was not settled next to a resource, but we are settled next to a volcano, and those are some really highly fertilized tiles, so it would be good to grab those volcano tiles. Let's do a little radar here on the coast. Ooh, a city-state down here in the southwest. Oh, I have a bunch of money that I should spend. I'm bad at checking this number. I need to come in here. I want to build a harbor on this tile. Then I want to look to some other cities. It looks like Sabratan is ready to grow. We don't have any more resources we need to pick up here, so I think we can focus on growing to these coastal tiles. I'll take the science on this tile too. Really useful. Even though it's only a trickle of science, it's really useful to get. In Leptis, we're going to grow to the Cowrie. Let's see, 8 turns to grow, 6 turns to grow. Those are reasonable turn growth numbers. We can't grab that fish, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3. We could grab those sheep. I don't know if it's time to grab the iron yet. Let's take this. No, I want the science because we need to improve our science trickle. Our science trickle is pretty weak relative to the AI, so we need to close that gap if we can. And if you think about it like in value terms, we just need to get value. An unmet city-state has been defeated. I wonder if it's this one down in the Fog of War. Nope, doesn't look like it. This is Belgae. Oh my god, these tiles are crazy, dude. Yeah, we're getting shot. That's okay. Heal up. I have a ton of money. Where can I spend it? I could spend it in Thenay. We can build our fishing quay and our harbor. I don't think we need to in here. Probably better to build it in Sabratan right now. They're getting pretty expensive, these Kothons. The altar could be really good because we do have the Pantheon, like the disgustingly good 7 production Pantheon. Like that's super good. That's 7 gold per turn. Very valuable, plus a trickle of happiness. So I'll grab the altar. It's very, very nice in a city like this. Okay, Dividorum has already been befriended by Lafayette, so not much we can do about that. That's the city-state down in the south. I do love the shape of these continents. Like it's very beautiful. So the dockyard is dropping now, which means we finished the Kothon. I wish I had the option to like rotate it. But, I mean, I'm sure this is fine. Colonist. So we're 1 turn away from getting access to the wonder that we were looking to build. Maybe there's something to be said of building a granary. It's a trickle of food. What if we instead put a turn into... Oh, I don't know. We could build ourselves another scout. Not that we would get a whole lot of value out of it. Although there are like weird little islands and stuff down here to explore. I suppose the granary is like... completely reasonable value here. If I pop a granary right there, it'll take 2 turns. We're 3 food. We get value from the 2 plantations for the rest of the game. It adds up. Sure. We captured another boat. Very happy about that. I've got some warriors kind of like on the edges of my territory building fortifications. There's currency, so we have access to the bath. Now, the bath is actually pretty nice because it does give you a 10% growth rate boost in the city. So even though it's a food building, it can be really, really good. The market is pretty decent because it's gold and also resource capacity. The Colossus, which we definitely want to build, is fantastic. So let's come into Carthage. Where could we build this Colossus? Thinking about positioning of the Colossus, if I were to put it here, I would boost my Kothon significantly with +1 production, +1 food, +1 production, +1 food. If I built it out over here, I would boost eventual wonders that would want to go in here. I think I'm going to put it over here beside my Kothon. I think that's fine. We'll get to work on that next turn. So this is actually a 4 production Kothon because it has a... Wait, why is it 4? It's 4 because I'm not working this tile. It's not an extra special tile. So these tiles are actually equivalent because I could then just move the worker, but this one already has a worker in place. The question is, where do I want the Kothon? I'll put the Kothon on the east side. That's fine. Now, this town still has these amazing volcano tiles to grow to. J-Riz is offering us another local festival. I'll just accept that. I would love to get navigation to get access to the Ha'amonga Amaui, but do I really want the science from currency mastery first as well as the codex? If I could build a Ha'amonga Amaui, it would be disgustingly good. It would be like insane. Nobody's built the Great Stele either, so if I could get that one, that would be just like that would be 4 wonders, which would be 2 culture points. I only want 1, but if I could get 2, I mean, I'll take 2 if I can get them. We are amassing quite a large navy now, which might not at first sound like a problem, but we do have to pay for these boats. Hopefully they'll be useful in the next age. Carthage has grown. Now we could start looking into getting specialists. And if I placed specialists on my Kothon, that would be a permanent boost to my science and culture. I really like the idea of getting specialists going. In particular, when we start boosting the city's growth rate with specialized towns. However, one of the big values for Carthage right now is in just how strong our coastal terrain is. Like, that's 3 food, 3 production, 1 science. Like, that's so strong that I'm finding it hard to justify. It would take 14 turns to grow this city. If I take this tile, it'll still take, well, about 13 turns. Yeah, that was a tough choice. In Utica, I'm going to grow towards the horses, but then I'll probably crush that tile in favor of something else. In Rusicade, I want to get the plantation here, so I'll start growing towards that. Somebody else is competing with the Colossus, which is really annoying because I basically rushed it. I don't know how. I saw someone did like a every wonder challenge, and I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't even know how to begin to comprehend that. I'm like, you're absolutely crazy to do that. Absolutely mental. Off your feckin' rocker. So Leptis is ready to grow. Let me double check here economic wise. I need 2 more resources assigned to my towns to get the next economic milestone. I want to spend money in Utica first to get this saw pit. So I'll crush this tile, which will allow me to replace it on the horses. Boom. Perfect. Then, yeah, I think we just keep growing to these. Look how strong these water tiles are for us because we specialized so hard in it. It just gives us that really, really, really tasty scaling. I am eventually going to want to grab more resources, but it doesn't need that. Like, we have time. And it doesn't need to happen immediately. J-Riz wants to do a cultural exchange. Thank you, J-Riz. I will take that. He's befriending Sundapura now. The Kutai Marta de Pura is also befriending. We do need to have some diplomatic influence for the purpose of improving our trade capabilities, as we are going to want to trade with people. It's one of the core strengths of Carthage, is their trading capability. Okay, we failed the Colossus. Somebody beat us to it, which is really annoying and really disappointing. I want to say Petra has already been built, but we just unlocked Code of Laws. I'm going to go to the Great Stele as my backup wonder. But now that we have Code of Laws, we have access to Oratory for diplomatic influence. Petra has already been built, so doesn't matter. But we do have merchants and the ability to improve trade relations. So let's go ahead and see if we can grab the Stele, because the AI tends to deprioritize that. And I suppose we'll keep growing these fishing in Sabratan. Beautiful. God, look at these disgustingly strong volcano tiles, man. Living at the foothills of a volcano. High risk, high reward, but I'm just seeing reward right now. So let me have a look. What are we able to trade with? Let's have a look here. So we've got Mua as an option. We've got Kerma, Guthiada, that would be worth 1. Khotan would be good. Wouldn't mind Khotan. That's worth at least 7 gold for us because it's a gold resource. We can build roads, but I'm more interested in trading, so we'll move over there. I wouldn't mind the Bath in Carthage, honestly. The extra growth would be really nice, but is it as valuable as just getting my merchants out now? That's kind of the question I have to ask myself when I'm trying to make a decision, and I'm not sure what the answer is right now. Emi Kusi has erupted. It looks like it only fertilized. It didn't actually do damage to us. Benji Frank has declared war on Lafayette again. Lafayette's asking for a local festival. Beautiful. I'm happy to take that. In terms of production in Carthage, I love producing merchants. Let's trade with Kerma, because Kerma has 2 bonus resources we could grab, so we'll send that trade route. We're also going to trade with Guthiada, because they have at least 1 resource we can make use of. And then we'll keep building some merchants to send to our friend J Riz. You know, the problem is if I build this here, I ruin a workboat, and I don't want to do that. Step to the edge of his territory and do a little scout, see if we can get some knowledge in there without having to buy open borders. I have a ton of gold in the bank, so I would like to build my Kothons. Now, Thanae, I don't know if we care about the Kothon in here. We probably care about the harbor and the fishing quay later, but for now, not really. Sabratan, let's build your dockyard. I'm going to put it right on top of the Kothon so we get the unique district. Beautiful. There's another Punic port. Lovely. That's going to allow us to trade more resources in there. which is all part of our long-term strategy. Or as Quill 18 would say, strategery. All right, do a little radar. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, nothing's really happening down here. God, I have so many boats. It feels good, but it also feels absurd how many boats I have. It's like getting a hand job from a clown, man. It just feels good, but it's absurd. Okay, merchant, let's make a trade route with Khotan. I don't know why I said that. We'll make a trade route with Khotan. Perfect. My eyes watered a little bit as I realized what I'd said. Leptis is ready to grow. We've only got 2 more fishing tiles to grab, so I will keep grabbing them. That scaling is just so good. Really, really nice. I love boat-based strategies. God, that feels nice. And they're not even like just insane yields. They're just nice, you know? I like nice. They don't have to be crazy for them to be fun, but they just gotta be that nice level. I'm gonna take science again from despotism. Go ahead and confirm that. We can take suffets now, so we actually do get the bonus from gold from mining towns and food from fishing or farming towns. We're probably mostly going to be using trade towns because I like trade route range. Even though I really want to do fishing towns. Trade route range appeals to me a lot. Carthage has finished some merchants. Guess what we're building next? That's right, it's merchants. Because we get +3 gold. It's in the culture here somewhere, I believe. There we go. +3 gold in the capital for every trade route from the capital. So very, very powerful for us to focus on trade routes that are external. Let's have a look at where we'll send these merchants next. So probably good to send them to Mua. Go ahead and send that merchant there. I'm going to talk to J Riz. I'm going to ask him for improved trade relations. He accepted it. Perfect. So now we can send him a second trader. We will send another trader to La Paja. It looks like we found the south of the map. Did I find the north of the map? I think I did. Yeah. So we now know the full extent of the map, and it's absolutely huge. It's a lot of fun, though. I don't know what the merchant button is. Here it is. Make a sea trade route. Beautiful. So this is with Kerma. That's going to get us fish and dyes. Excellent. I accidentally clicked on my Great Works, although Great Works kind of work like resources. Yeah, let's get all these nice resources in the capital. There we go. Milestone 2. It would be nice if it told you which milestone it is, because I kind of forgot. But I believe this is milestone 2. So it's +1 economic legacy point and +5 gold for every trade route in antiquity. And force that through there. Merchant's domain. We could grab 300 gold or 300 happiness. I think I'll take the gold because I can use that throughout my empire to build my Punic ports. So in Leptis, this is a fishing town. I definitely want to build my altar that's worth 7 production or 7 gold per turn. I got 3 altars, which has unlocked Bulgaria for us. That's amazing. Keep saving up for the Kothons and stuff. Ooh, nice. So we got an economic attribute point. Beautiful. We can make use of this. +1 gold on resources in towns. That could give us a significant amount of gold. +2 gold per age for every trade route. That's also pretty damn good. And also so is gold purchasing. That's hard. I think gold purchasing in all settlements has a lot of value for saving us some money when we build these things. So let's build our Kothon. Okay, so this one should be technically a +3. Yeah, this is a 3 adjacency. This is a 2 adjacency. But it's showing them as equal. But this is better. This one is actually better, even though they both say just, +2 production. But that is not taking into account that this tile has an extra adjacency and this tile has a less gold. So do not be fooled that these are equal. This one is the correct tile. Of the tiles that we currently have access to, this tile would have also worked pretty well. All right, beautiful. We got our Kothon. This town is ready to grow. Excellent. We'll grow to the fishing tile. We've got 2 more tiles we want to grow to before we kind of specialize this town. Narrative choice. Ooh, we get a migrant. That's exciting. And we can grow this town. I'm going to buy a granary in Rusicade just to get the city to grow a little bit faster. It's on 11 turns right now. If I build the granary, it's 8 turns. That's just that smidge faster. We want to grow to these important resources that are going to help buff our scaling and our capabilities. Really fun that I can attack other people's scouts in neutral water. Like, I love that I just murked someone's scout. I don't even know whose scout it was. It was probably my allies, which is just hilarious. Okay, so there's mysticism. We have access to clan networks, which is a growth rate bonus in towns with a growing focus. That actually has some value. I'm going to pop out charismatic leader and put in clan networks. That's going to help us reach our peak Then I don't need codex slots. I don't need range for naval units. Somebody's already built the Emil Bell. Nalanda will go way before I get a chance to build it. There is an argument to be made for me going for Colosseum here. Plus there's a settlement limit there, which could lead to good tidings. Let's pop this migrant and keep on growing. I want Carthage to grow like crazy. I gotta say, I'm having a good time. An unmet city-state was defeated. My galley was attacked because it is able to be attacked. It was attacked by Carol Supe. I could counterattack here and be really annoying. I'm just not going to bother. Sabertown is ready to grow. Let's grow to these lovely fishing tiles. Beautiful 9 turns until you reach your next. Utica has grown. Let's grab the flax here. That's worth science and culture. We're going to pop that into our city. I will take out the cowrie, put that into Sabertown, and instead I'll put in the flax. Just shuffling around my resources to try to increase my yields. Okay. Ooh. Let's make friends with Yamatai. I'm going to send them a thingy. And since we're pretty late into the age, I'm actually going to add support too to get it to happen sooner. 30 turns. Like in 30 turns, the age will be over. So if we invest a little bit in them, we'll actually get to like maybe get to use them. Carthage is ready. I could build the market for the extra resource capacity. It is really good. I don't need it, so we're just going to keep producing merchants. Let's send one to Thep. It's hard to remember who I've sent all these people to. I'll send one over to Carol Supe because that's the plan. Try to trade with everyone eventually. Hopefully he doesn't clear that because I just spent a lot of resources in it. We're going to initiate the trade route with Gothaida. That's worth silver and silk. So there we go. Now we want to put the silk into the capital, so we'll pop out. Well, we do want it to grow. What can I pop out pretty safely? The rubies I can pop out. Like, yeah, we lose a little bit of gold income, but we'll end up with that really nice culture boost from the 10% culture from silk. There's not a huge amount of this culture in there. So we can get +1 movement on merchants or extra migrants. I'm going to go for the +1 movement on merchants. Getting our trade routes up a few turns early would be really good. Ooh, +3 sea trade route range. Movement on naval units. Ooh, I like the sea trade route range. That could open up some potential for us. All right, so we've got all the super powerful volcano tiles. Let's start getting the crabs and stuff in Thanay. Now the best place for the Kothon is right there. So let me drop the harbor, now that the harbor is actually valuable, with the fishing key. And then we'll maybe get the Kothon soon. I could maybe kill this guy before he clears it with my boats. My super powerful, neutral, Geneva Convention violating boats. Pyramid of the Sun has been built by someone. That's okay. Okay, somehow I've kept Yamatai safe. We do not want to disperse that independent. We want to protect the independent from being dispersed. So I'm going to park on this tile and defend. Let's begin trade with Lapaha. It's not a great trade route, but we get +4 gold. Or we get +3 gold out of it, plus access to iron. So it is just worth it for us to build trade routes. Plus we get trade route scaling. So there's lighthouses. We want the Hayamanga and Maui for sure. Maybe we can build it, and here's the perfect spot. It's worth 9 culture per turn. This is super good. We will finish that merchant. My capital is ready to grow. I think we keep growing to these lovely fishing tiles. They're super powerful. 3 food, 2 production, 1 gold. Very strong. It's going to keep pushing us forward. In Aleptis, we're going to grow to the iron. Excellent. Did we buy the altar in here? It looks like we did. Let's also grab our dockyard so that we can have our lovely Punic port. Ruzgane is ready to grow so let's grow it. Let the wine flow. We can enter a celebration or get a population in Carthage. I'm going to take the pop in Carthage because we're in a celebration. I'm going to keep growing these lovely food tiles. Really happy with that growth. Thank you for the diplomatic influence, good sir Jose Rizal. I'll just accept this so we get the diplo influence so that we can spend improving our trade relations with people. I think it would be nice to pick up the +1 codexes on currency, which means I need to get Sicilian Wars Mastery to have extra codex slots, because we would like to get at least level 1 science. We have level 1 military. We want to get at least level 2. We just need to settle 2 more cities to get that. In terms of culture, we need to build 1 more wonder. So we are kind of on the path that we set out for ourselves in the first episode, right? We wanted to get a culture point. We've almost got that. We wanted to get a science point. We've almost got that. We wanted to get 2 military points. We've almost got that. And we wanted to get 3 economic points. We've almost got that. So we're like, we are hitting our goals here, which feels really good. Like saying that out loud, oh, that felt good. That gave me a little tingle, you know, a little excited tingle. Like, oh, we're setting goals, we're hitting them, we're playing strategically and, you know, effectively. We're scientifically, we're on par with the AI. Like, we're catching up, we're doing stuff. You know, why? It's just retreat. I forgot that player units are stronger than the independence units. We're going to trade with Mua as well. That's going to get us a copy of Cowrie and a copy of camels. Let's make that trade route. We're going to put the camels in the capital. Do I want science or gold? I think right now I want the science. Like every little chunk of science I can squeeze out of my empire here is really going to pay dividends. Okay, Rusicade is ready to grow. Let's grab that cotton. Lovely. That's another resource. Yes, we did it. We got it. Lovely. Economic legacy point. We maxed it out. Silk Roads too. Oh, +4 food on food buildings, +1 food in settlements for each expansionist city-state you are suzerain of, doubled in towns, +1 food on warehouse buildings. This bonus can be chosen by multiple. So this would be worth, if I can get the second expansionist city-state, these guys, who I'll get in 15-ish turns. If I take fermentation, that would be worth 2 food in Carthage, 4 food everywhere else, plus I would get +1 food from my warehouse building. So I'm going to take fermentation here. That's really nice. That's a cool ability. Let's take those dyes. And none of my cities are actually unhappy, so we're fine. Town focus available in Rusicade. I think my goal is to grow this town. It could be a good mining town. I still can't believe that these don't tell you what they like. When you hover over this, it won't tell you like how many mines does this city have, how many farms does the city have. I'm just like baffled by that, honestly. I would like to grow to the silver. There's some really good scaling on silver. Again, it would be worth at least 7 gold and 7 food per turn, which is really, really good at eking out those like marginal advantages, because silver gives you +1 food and gold in every city. Okay, we have a couple of traders, and I'm going to send one to, let's see, it's going to take 10 turns for you guys to finish being all aggressive and weird. Maybe I can reach down here, but I don't know it yet. So let's send those traders along this coastal path. Ooh, my galley was killed. Emi Kusi erupted. It damaged some stuff, but it did fertilize. We will need to spend some gold to repair here. Repair all. Love that that button exists. Hell yeah. Let's, well, do we want to build a Kothon right now? And the crisis has come. And we're actually at about where we need to wrap up this episode. So I tell you what, we're going to go into the crisis and see what we need to do to get through it. We do want to get ourselves at least 1 more set of colonists ready to settle on the last turn of the game. Might be worth it for us to get like 2 sets, because we are going to get like a significant amount of settlement limit. And when we're playing the Republic of Pirates, we can't actually settle cities. So it could be good for us to quickly crack out a colonist here, because we need to settle at least 2 more cities to hit these militaristic milestones. There's at least 5, 10, 15. There's 15 more points of age progression right now. We're at, I can't tell how much age progress we're at. We're at 70%. There's 15 more points, so that would shave off, what, there's 60 turns, so there's probably about 45 turns left in the age, maximum of 45 turns left in the age. So we do need to make every single one of those turns count with regards to setting ourselves up for the expiration age. Anyway, I'm going to call that the end of the episode, and I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!